Welcome everyone to my cybersecurity lesson plan. My name is Chantal Chang. What is cybersecurity? According to www.forbes.com/advisor, cybersecurity is the practice of protecting networks, data, private and sensitive data, and devices from hackers and cybercrime by taking precautions. Why is cybersecurity important? According to www.forbes.com/advisor, the risk of a cyber attack can be devastating to a business or individual. Because so much of our personal and work life live online, cybersecurity should be a vital component of internet use for both personal use and businesses. So how can individuals use cybersecurity? For personal data, cybersecurity means that their personal data is not accessible to anyone other than themselves and others whom they have so authorized, and that computing devices work properly and are free from malware. Cybersecurity for small businesses. For small business owners, cybersecurity may include ensuring that credit card data is properly protected and that standards for data security are properly implemented at point of sale registers. Cybersecurity for online businesses mean that for firms conducting online business, cybersecurity may include protecting servers that untrusted outsiders regularly interact with. Cybersecurity for service providers. For shared service providers, cybersecurity may entail protecting numerous data centers which house numerous data that house information servers and in turn host virtual servers belonging to many different organizations. So what kind of attacks and vulnerabilities exist with cybersecurity? According to www.wikipedia.org/computer_security, anything considered a weakness in design, implementation, operation, or internal control is classified as a vulnerability. Vulnerabilities can be reverse engineered, hunted, or exploited using automated tools or customized scripts. Anyone securing a computer network should understand the attacks that can be made or the types of threats that can be made against the system. Okay, so now we're going to go over some of the common types of cyber attacks, and this information is available from www.forbes.com/advisor. The first type of attack is known as malware. And malware is a malicious type of file or program that causes harm to a computer. Malware usually infects a device by promoting a user to open a fraudulent attachment such as an email or a website. For example, a user may open an email with an attachment that looks similar to a Word document but is actually malware. Ransomware. Ransomware is a type of malware designed to deny a user or business access to files on their computer through encryption. Those involved will demand a ransom payment to access the encryption key to the files, which may not even work, thus posing an immediate existence threat to the business. Spyware. Spyware is a malicious file or program designed to gather information about a user. Spyware is a type of malware that collects data without the user's or organization's knowledge. Spyware usually runs in the background of a device undetected by the user and can log a user's keystrokes, browsing history, personal data, and more. Phishing. Phishing is the process of sending an fake email to a user to reveal personal information about themselves. These emails will often have a call to action or a link for the recipient to click on. For example, a phishing email might tell a recipient their account status is incomplete and they need to update it. Smishing. Smishing is the process of sending a fraudulent text message with the same malicious intent as a phishing message. The primary purpose of this type of attack are to gain sensitive information or to generate immediate income. Methods of physical security. How can you protect yourself personally from cybersecurity threats? Use locks to secure devices. Devices should be locked in a room with access to the room provided only to those who need to use the device. For example, storing a laptop safely located in one's home office or bedroom is a way to ensure the computers are not in use. Use video cameras. A video camera focused in an area of the device can allow you to see who accesses the device and also when they access the device. Use alarms. Alarms not only serve the purpose to scare away criminals who attempt to enter your home or office, but also to serve as a deterrent to prevent many opportunistic evildoers to look elsewhere and target someone else. Backup power and power failures. Backups help to protect data with the same security precautions as you do the original copies of the data. They reduce the time and money spent protecting data because it is accessible and stored from plain sight of anyone visiting your home. Social engineering and cybersecurity. This information is also available through www.fordummies.com/cybersecurity. So these are some of the attacks that can occur via social mediation. And the first type of attack is baiting. Baiting involves enticing someone to take some form of illegitimate action in exchange for reward. Usually these acts might entail someone sending an email or a text message offering money if the person they target completes a survey. These actions could incentivize someone to specific action that they would not otherwise take. Sometimes these attackers might distribute malware or even collect sensitive information about the victim. Social media impersonation. Some attackers on social media may impersonate people in order to establish some kind of connection with their victims. The parties who these attackers impersonate could be real people or often non-existent people. False alarms. Raising false alarms allow attacker to do things that authorized people would be allowed to. In this case, this might include someone who posts a fire alarm inside a building in order to not enter a normally secureable area which someone would use to exit due to the emergency call. Waterholing. Waterholing includes usage of familiarization with another party to entice the victim into clicking on a legitimate link sent through the attacker's email or text message. These attacks might breach relevant sites and insert poison links to a victim's website. Some do's and don'ts of social mediation. Never share any information about travel plans or schedules to unauthorized parties. Do not share any information about any financial institutions or banks where you have money stored. Never share any personal information regarding any of family members, including your father's middle name, your mother's birthday, your favorite vacation spot, or the name of the first school you attended. Do not share any photos of your children or any locations where your children visit. Never share any information about any pets you own or the current name of any pet. Do not share any information pertaining to your place of employment or any information considered valuable to your place of employment. Never share any medical or legal information relative to any situation or condition you are in. Do not post any pictures of your place of location or any photos of where you celebrate your birthday. Do not use any photos of attractive models. If you receive any request from someone you don't know and the picture is of this type, you should beware. If you have received a request from someone who is identified as someone you are not familiar with, you should be worried. If you receive a request from someone you have no connection with or are friends in common, you should be cautious accepting their invitation. You should not receive requests from anyone whom you have no relation to their industry or location. For example, you work in technology, you should not receive requests for pets from halfway around the world. If you receive a Facebook request from a person who is already your friend, verify with that party if they are switching. Always verify that the contact details of anyone whom you are connecting with is correct. You should not receive any illegitimate friend requests from someone who is an elite member of LinkedIn status. You should never receive any requests from someone about work if you are associated with the activity in the work group. Avoid connecting with anyone who uses cliche names as an identity. Avoid connecting with individuals whose contact information does not match up with yours. Avoid connecting with anybody whose skill set or experience does not match up to yours. Be wary of any contacts whose career or experience is too good to be true. Avoid connecting with anyone whose profile does not contain correct punctuation and grammatical spelling. Always verify if any celebrity level connections are not a miss of their requests you have received. Cybersecurity for big business and organizations. This information is also available to www.fordummies.com/cybersecurity. These are some of the practices for safe cybersecurity for business and organizations. And the first practice is assign and authorize staff members to oversee any usage of devices in network with business information. Doing so will ensure that only members will operate computer devices responsibly. Make sure someone is monitoring the usage of any devices in network with business operation. Provide incentives to employees who demonstrate proper usage of information security and practice appropriate computer etiquette. Provide every employee with only restricted access to administrative computer usage. Limit any unauthorized personnel access to corporate accounts, which could grant usage of any information they are not approved to manage. If you use any information that puts your business at high risk, consider purchasing cyber insurance to ensure the protection of information being used. Make sure that all employee data follows any regulations affecting the compliance of any information being used. Secure any fiduciary responsibilities with external stakeholders, which require management of law to avoid any breach of system information from negligence of severe career or reputational damage. Use prevention measures with employee arrangements, non-unionized employees, hired contractors, subcontractors, and systems, which will increase any business complexity to help limit human errors within the managerial process and business procedures. All employees should understand certain basic information security, such as how to avoid cyber risk and not click on links found in unexpected email messages. Any environment used for maintenance purposes should be replicated in order to protect against outages and preserve any replication of data. All operations affecting information security, which qualifies as the responsibility of the team, should be overseen and managed by an CISO who represents all security functions, senior management, and the board of directors. The CISO should test and manage all procedures and metrics against any effectiveness of all information security plans and make any adjustments as needed. All security operations should be managed in real-time security against security threats, company technology assets, systems, networks, databases, and information security countermeasures. All security plans should devise the role of the company strategies to determine any security impacts affecting the company positions in the future. All access to informational assets should be monitored for identity, authentication, authorization, and related monitoring management. Data loss measures should ensure prevention policies, prevention procedures, and technologies to avoid any leakage of information. Fraud prevention measures should be in place to avoid loss of information from consumer-facing websites to minimize the number of fraudulent transactions made through the company website. All functions should manage any disruption of normal operations through, uh, through contingency planning and testing of all such plans. The CISO is responsible for the compliance with all legal and regulatory requirements, contractual obligations, and business practices related to the company information security. If an information security incident occurs, those who work with the CISO should investigate what happened and coordinate through investigation with law enforcement agencies, consulting firms, regulators, and third-party security companies to determine what happened. The CISO and his or her team should be responsible for and oversee the design of any building and maintenance within the company's structure affecting security architecture. Companies should employ information security measures to meet any security requirements and policy coverage so that if a breach does occur, a claim can be made. Congratulations, you have now officially completed a lesson plan on big business cybersecurity. Thank you for participating in my lesson. If you have further questions, you may follow me at www.facebook.com/promqueen of 2005 or www.linkedin.com/promqueen of 2005.